We're going to take our piston rings off here. This is a pair of piston ring pliers. These work. See, it goes in there like so, and you only want to stretch them as far as you have to. So there's your compression ring. Here's our intermediate or scraper ring. There again, only stretch them as far as you have to. And then here's my oil control ring. Like that. And then here's our oil expander. That comes apart like that. So notice where the split is. We want the split to be opposite of the split on the other side. Something like this. Your split's clear down here. See how it's ways away from that? So that's how that works. When you go to clean these, this is a piston ring groove cleaner. How this works, this slides in the edge here, and then you've got different dies that you can change to clean those grooves out. So I'll put it in here and I'm going to figure out, so I'm on the top groove, I want to figure out which one of these matches my groove best. That's too big, that's close. Let's try the next one up. That one's just about right. You may end up using a combination of the two. You squeeze it together. Oop, and that's going to take metal off, so I don't want that one. I'll go to the next smaller one. This kind of adjusts your cutting depth. Then you basically run this around. This is almost too big for this tool. Drag that around and that'll clean the carbon out of your ring. See the black stuff on there? You can also use these as a ring expander. See, that one's too small. Then you go to the big one here. What this does is when you use this, when you pry it open, kind of gives it some support all the way around. I don't like using these, but that is another type of tool. This one's just kind of hard to use. But looking here on our rings, I'm going to wipe these down, clean some of the oil off. This is our scraper intermediate combination ring, any of the three. This one's really hard to see, but there's typically going to be a dot of some sort that tells you which way is up. I'm not seeing it on this one. Anyway, so that's my combination, but the other thing I can look at is the step. See how it's kind of got a step down? That step usually is going to go up. I'll look on the other side. No, there's no marks on that for that. Here's my compression ring. Sometimes they call these a keystone ring. It really has to do with what they make them out of. See if this one has a mark. Oh, yeah, right there. It's really hard to see, but there's a dot right there. That would indicate up. So this one will go on last. You don't want to use used rings typically, but just for this demonstration, that's why I'm doing that. You see any chipping of any sort of damage, you definitely don't want to use that. And that goes for new rings as well. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put our piston rings back on. There's a split. It's going to go over there, say. I'll take my oil control ring, and I want to put this directly away from this split here. So I'll use these. I'm going to push that together. Got to make sure you get that ring inside of there. Make sure that expander is all the way inside of the ring. Try compressing it. Make sure that it's nice and springy. You can kind of see right here there's a part number wrote on here. Anytime I see a part number, that's going to go to the top of the piston. So I'm going to take my scraper intermediate combination ring. This goes on next. Notice the lip or the step is going to go up. This one doesn't have any markings on it, so I'm just going back the way I took it off. And when you do this, like I said, you want to spread it no farther than you have to. Like that. Okay, and then we're going to put our compression ring on next. There again, there's no marks on this again, which kind of the pits, so just make sure you pay attention. You get new rings, they're going to have some sort of dots or marks or something. Okay, so that's in. So now what I want to do, I'm going to take and put this end gap in line here. I don't want it in line with my thrust faces or my wrist pin. I'm going to put this one 180 degrees from it, and then I'm going to take my oil control ring and I'm going to put that 90 degrees from those, so that there's a split here, 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 and there's also on the expander inside the oil control, there's a split there too. Just to show you these other pliers, they're kind of a pain to use, but you kind of see how they go in there, and the goal is so that they don't overstretch the ring when you take them off. They will actually take them off. Probably better if you got this style. But there again, I usually go for ease of use, and this one works the best. Okay, we're going to measure our piston ring gap. Put these in here like so. I'm going to try not to bend it. Push down at least an inch. Something like that. Okay, what I'm doing here is I'm measuring my ring end gap. I'm going to put a light in here so you can see a little bit better. But I'm going to take feeler gauges like this. And I've already checked it to see which one it is. This is a 20 thousandths. Put it right in here on the ring end gap. And I should feel a slight drag, which I do. I could go up or down a little bit just if I to be sure. There's a 20. You may have to add stuff together. See, that won't go in there, so it's not that one. So that's about 21.5 thousandths. The other thing I could do, so I decided it was 20, and add a couple together. Here's a 1.5 thou, and nope, that's not enough. So let's go down. Try an 18, call that 19.5. That one should go in there. Yep. So anyways, what you do is you add the 18 thousandths, the 15, 10 thousandths. You can see that there. I'm going to go back to my 20. When I pull these out of here, I want to pull them out evenly. I don't want to twist it like that. That'll break it. Some high performance applications like race cars and that kind of thing, you'll have to file this end gap down